Can you duplicate an event on LinkedIn? Maybe you've got a recurring event series. The short answer is no. But in today's video, I'm going to walk you through my technique of how to create your second event in the series if you have a duplicate event that's occurring. So let's get started. All right, so we're on LinkedIn, and I'm going to walk you through the process of duplicating an event. And I'm going to start how you would probably start. You just completed your event, you've got another one coming up in the series, and you want to replicate what you've done. So very first thing is I'm going to go to the place that the event sits on my profile. Now in this case, this is an event that I've created on my LinkedIn profile. You can also create events on your LinkedIn page, but in this case, I'm demonstrating the technique from your profile. So I'm going to scroll down to my activity section, and when I get there, you're going to see posts, comments, videos, etc. So as long as you've created at least one event, you'll have an event tab in here. There's my little dog Pepper in there. Isn't she cute? So let's click on events. And here's the latest event that I did. It was a program tour for a slice of the recipe. When I click on that, it's going to take us to an admin version of our event page. It used to be we see the public version, but LinkedIn recently changed this, so now there's like an admin view of it. So it looks a little bit different than what we used to see. So what I like to do first is just click on View as Member. That way I have the admin view opened up. I've got the public view opened up, and then I'm going to open up a third tab. I'm going to go back to my LinkedIn homepage right now. In the third tab, I'm going to start creating a new event. And to create a new event, you have to go in the area that says Start a Post. Okay, and then as soon as Share Your Thoughts comes up on here, at the bottom you'll see the Add Media and the little plus More. And if you click on More, you'll click on that and you'll get a bunch of icons along the bottom. And then you can go to create an event. So we got a couple steps in the process here. So we've got the place started where we can create an event. Now I need to go back and grab what I had used from before. So first thing is your cover graphic. Now my recommendation is if you're doing a repeating event, maybe it's something where you have weekly or monthly or something like that, create a generic graphic. Do yourself a favor on this one. I usually say for one specific event, you want to have the date, time, location, all that good stuff. But if it's a reoccurring event, you're going to be using this multiple times, just put the basics information in there, anything that would apply to every single event. So in this case, it's the name of the event, the program graphic, a photo of me as the speaker, a website where you would go to register. So I'm going to click on the graphic. This is the easiest way. I could certainly go to Canva, but I don't want to open one more window up. So I'm just going to go to the graphic and I'm going to click Save Image As, and I would put it in a location that you can easily find it. Now, when you save it, it's going to give it a weird name. So just call it whatever the name of the graphic is so you know when you're accessing that location, you can find it pretty quickly. Okay, so we've got this opened up in here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just copying the information field by field. So the very first thing is I'm highlighting over the title of the event, and then I'm going to right click and click on Copy. I'm going to go back to the window where I'm creating my new event, and I'm going to upload the cover image first. So I'm going to go to that folder location where I saved that. And then I'm going to click on Open, and that actually pulls it in. Scroll down to the bottom. We click on Apply. And now we have to start to fill in the fields. Now this is an online event. I'm going to choose that. The event format is going to be an external link. Event name is where I'm going to place the name. So in this case, you only have 75 characters. So that makes it a little bit tricky because you might want to put a date and time or your name or things like that. But if you don't have a lot of spaces available, you got to be very careful about that. And right now I'm at 70 out of the 75 characters. So I'm going to keep it the same inside here. Then for this next event, today was the 4th. I'm doing this again on the 18th. And I would recommend you fill in the start time and the end time because of the fact that this does give people the option to add it to their calendar, even if they need to go some other place. Still, sometimes just adding it to the calendar, people will show up, they realize they haven't registered, and they'll go and register. So fill that in. I'm going to put my end time. This is a 1 hour long event, so I'm going to select 5 p.m. for the end time here. Okay, external event link. Now you could certainly go here and simply right click, copy link address, and paste it in there. You can open up the web page if you want. Do make sure that you have the HTTPS in if you're using any external links in there. And then the topics or the description rather, I'm going to go back to this block and I'm going to look under details. Click on See More, and you can see inside here, I'm really appreciative of past Brenda because she knew she was going to do this, and I put both dates and times inside here. So what I'm going to do is just copy. I'm basically highlighting this entire field. I'm going to go into my new event and I right click, and it doesn't really matter if you do paste or paste as plain text because LinkedIn only uses plain text, but just to be safe, I'm going to use paste as plain text. Now in this description block, it's a little bit hard to see everything, and I'll just let you know in the lower right-hand corner, there's like a little post-it note. You can drag that open, and that way you can see a bit more inside here, and you can even pull it open a little bit larger. So now I'm going to scroll up to the top, and I'm just looking for, is there anything that's outdated from the first one? So in this case, I just need to take out pick a date because there's only one date remaining for this particular event. Maybe I'll add more in the future, but right now I've only got one more date remaining. Now, marketing tip here, I recommend putting your time zone that you're delivering it in first, and then list the other time zones underneath that. I don't know about you, but I get really annoyed when I have to do the math calculations and try to figure out, oh, noon central, is that 1 Eastern, or like, I don't like doing that. So just put all the time zone then in there. Now in this case, I have a afternoon event on Wednesday, which will actually be available to people in Australia the next morning. So I might want to put on here Thursday, March 18th. I think, do they say 18th of March? I don't know. If you're from Australia, let me know. I'll change it in here. But I'm going to put Thursday, March 18th, 2026. And then I'll put their time zone in there. So that way, if they're from that region, they know there's it's the next morning. It's not that day. Okay. Everything inside this description, as long as you haven't changed anything for the event, look through it, because you might say, oh, I'm not going to talk about this item or that item in there. Okay. Speakers, if you're speaking at the event, if you're hosting the event, you should definitely list yourself as a speaker. And once you type in your name, you'll find it from the drop down. If you have any other speakers, you can add them in. And then we click on the next box. Now again, I am going to find the easy way to do this. I'm going to look back when I originally posted this event, and I'm going to look on comments. And the comment, the first one for me, is actually when I posted it. So I'm looking back to see what I say. And I originally created this event when I added the new role to my profile, and I got all kinds of people congratulating me, right? And I don't want to put all of that on here. So I might pull a section of this, and I might put it in there as a starting point, and then I'm going to read through it. Okay. So I'm just going to say I'm offering my program tour one more time in March, because you know me. And I'm just modifying this a little bit. I'm a huge advocate of social selling here on LinkedIn. I'm going to take out of the concept. I'm just going to say of social selling, modifying this a little bit on here. So what else? I might just change a little bit of language. And my love of pie, I'm going to modify this a little bit. My love of pie has become part of my personal brand. So this is the post that's going up, and I'm just trying to change the language so somebody doesn't go, wait, didn't she already say that? And let's see here. And the last thing I'm doing in here is I'm just updating. I have like a signature. I sometimes will put my counts of like followers in here. And the last time I posted this, it was 71,029 followers, which was roughly a week and a half ago. And now I'm up to 71,108 on my profile. And I'm just adding a different call to action at the bottom. Not sure if this date works for you. Save this post for later inside here. So I've got all the information in here. I basically just replicated what I had in the original event, and then I'm going to click on post. At the time that you create an event, LinkedIn does publish a post at the same time. Generally speaking, it's best not to post more than one time within 18 hours. Sometimes they take a hit. So if you're doing multiple events, it might be a good idea just to batch create those events on a weekend, maybe on a Saturday or a Sunday, get them all built in at once. And that way, when you go back to your profile, they're all going to sit inside your event section. So now that I've created that one, I'm going to scroll down to my event section. I'm going to click on events. And you can see here, that one ended. The next one is available on here. So that, my friend, is the process for creating an event on your LinkedIn profile. If you're trying to duplicate a past event or maybe a recurring event, today I walked you through the steps of basically just copying that information, pasting it in there, making some minor modifications, and that way You don't have to start from scratch. You can use what you already have and just fluff it up a little bit. I do hope that you found this helpful. I'm going to drop the link below in case you're watching this video and you want to come on to my recipe program tour. It's on Wednesday, March 18th. And by the way, that page will redirect you to other upcoming events featuring the recipe and other events in the future. So if you're past March 18th when you're watching it, I'll have additional information in there. This is Brenda Meller helping you to get a bigger slice of the LinkedIn pie. If you found this video helpful, drop me a comment below and let me know. And also make sure you click on that subscribe bell here on YouTube and subscribe to my channel for more LinkedIn videos like these. Thanks for watching.